doing all right? Let's get our hands up in the air, get 'em up. This is a new song, we're gonna sing this out, here we go. Ready at the light, looking out to all that's ahead. When every heart confesses your name, we're pressing on towards that day. We're never You guys sound great out there. You guys sound really good. You know, we're so glad, we're so honored that you decided to be here with us. You know, let's give it one more round of applause for our sixth graders out here tonight. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. We are so excited to finally welcome you guys in. We'd love to have you here as part of the Impact family. That's what we are here. We're just one big family. And so we're so happy to have you here, you know. How's your guys' week been so far? I know a lot of you guys are back in school, right? I hear some groans and I hear some excitement, so I mean, it seems like it's a kind of mixed feelings there. And so yeah, that's cool. Well, you know, as we talk about going into a new school year here tonight, we have a message that's specifically designed just for that. You know, Chris is going to be bringing that message here in just a couple of minutes. And he's talking about a new year and a new you and how you can just start this whole year off on a new foot, you know, begin things in a new way and not be the same person that you were last year. And not be remembered for the same things, you know? And one of the things that I love about this next song talks about just that, just talking about rising from the ashes of defeat and then declaring the victory of Jesus that he's had in our life. And as I look at the news of what's currently going on over in Houston and going on just within the Gulf region of the United States with Hurricane Harvey, that's somewhere where we can actually want to see with desire we can look with desire to see God move, to see Jesus move, and say, God, out of these ashes of defeat, out of this floodwater, out of this damage, God, we want to see you move. We want to see you start something new, see you start something beautiful. And to be honest with you, my heart just kind of breaks for those people. And that's something that I think would be good for us to pray for. You know, we're just going to lift up our brothers and sisters over in Houston, Texas, and over just all throughout the Gulf region of the U.S. And we're just going to pray together. So we're going to pray for victory, ultimate victory through this horrible time. We're just going to pray for victory and ask God to show his victory to these people. And so if you want to join me, let's join together and let's pray. Jesus, we are so thankful that we get to be here tonight to sing your praises, to sing your love, God, to listen to a word from you. But right now, we don't want to focus on ourselves, but God, we want to lift up the people that we know your heart is breaking for over in Houston, Texas, and over in Louisiana, and just the places all throughout that region that have been affected by this hurricane. God, it's touching, literally everyone within the United States. I'm sure people could just tell you story after story about how this hurricane is affecting their lives in some way, shape, or form. But God, we want to lift up those people to you. God, I pray that through this disaster, you would draw close to them. You would show them your love. You would show them your grace. You would show them your mercy. God, ultimately, you would show them your victory. That God, this flood and this hurricane is not the end-all, be-all. But Jesus, you are the end-all, be-all. You are the one who has the final say, and you have already said that you've won. When you resurrected from that grave, you declared victory over every horrible thing that could happen throughout history. God, I pray that that message would just be relayed to those people. And God, we just want to let those people know your love. God, I pray for the church that's around those people. I pray that you would strengthen your church so that church could rise up and be the hands and feet of Jesus, so that they could show care, they could show compassion, they could show these people who are hurting, who are homeless, and who are broken. God, they could show them your love and how much you love and care for them. That's our ultimate prayers. God, just be victorious in this situation and let nothing but good come from it, even though it's horrible right now. God, we want to see you move throughout that region. God, that's our honest prayer, and it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Crowned with glory now, the Savior knelt to wash our feet. Now at his feet we bow. The one who wore our sin and shame, now robed in the radiance of perfect love now shines for all to see. Come on, let's sing. Your name is victory. Come on, sing. All praise will rise to Christ our King. Your name is victory. All praise will rise to Christ our King. To him who is our
What's up, guys? How's everybody feeling tonight? Y'all go ahead, take a seat. Relax, get comfortable for a minute. Hey, we're so excited you guys are all here tonight. My name is Chris. We're super happy to have the sixth graders, right? Hey, guys, let's give a warm welcome for the sixth graders who are with us tonight. There you go. Yeah, we're super excited to have you guys. Y'all actually gave a pretty good roar, too. I was impressed, right? It's pretty good, to be honest with you. Hey, couple things for y'all real quick. If it's your first time here to Impact, okay? If you're not a sixth grader and you're here just hanging out, we want you guys to come over to the booth, right? The booth area right after the message. I'll tell you that again in a little bit, but we're gonna want you to go over there. If you're a current sixth grader, come right up front and we'll take care of you then. Okay. Hey guys, got a quick two announcements for you. First thing, we had our small group experience last week. Yeah, right? Hey, and we got a couple winners. We got a couple $50 gift cards to give away to the groups that posted the most creative pictures. So first one, dun-dun-dun, here we go. All right, so we have Emily Owens who posted with Amy Cromer and her group. All right, and they went to Escape Room. They also actually did a video, but we can't show the video for copyright purposes. I know. But it's a great video, y'all. They actually spelled out Impact, I-M-P-A-C. Okay, all right, just checking. Okay, so Emily, are you here tonight? Where is Emily? Hey, here you go. Congratulations. This is a $50 gift card for you and your group. You guys have dinner wherever you'd like to go. Thank you. And next, the guys. Here's the deal, fellas. I'll tell you what, that's actually kind of a creative picture. Look at the guy picture we have. My man Graham Tuck from Michael Gann and Stephen Williams' group. Actually, Zay posted the exact same picture, but it was like sideways. So I was like, well, let's give it to him, man. They're hitting it. All right, so Graham, where you at, man? Here you go. Congratulations. You guys get to go and have dinner on us. Absolutely. Now, the only thing was, they're actually the only guys group that even posted pictures, right? Let's give it up for them again, all right? That's just great. Hey, guys, I know y'all meeting, you got to post pictures, man. We're trying to help you guys out, but I thought it was nice, the quality and all that fun stuff. Okay. Hey, well, other thing, high schoolers. If you guys remember at the end of July, we had Impact Unplugged, right, where we had free food for y'all and games and just a chill environment with s'mores and marshmallows and everything. Guys, we're doing that again, all right? 2 weeks from Sunday, September the 17th. It's going to be Sunday night from 5 to 8 because you guys are in school now, right? And also some of y'all got you after 9s and I've seen y'all drive, so 5 to 8 is what we're going to do here. Guys, tell your friends, go ahead and mark your calendars for high schoolers, okay? Everybody else, we are in week 1 of our brand new series tonight known as Momentum. Momentum. That's like a sciencey word, isn't it? Momentum actually means just the strength or force an object has when it moves. How fast you're going here, how much power you have. We're going to talk about like how excited we are, right? Momentum. Who's excited about school right now? Oh, wow. Y'all are just great. I know, I'm actually impressed with y'all. Guys, we're talking about momentum in the school year, okay? Because either you have good momentum or bad momentum. The fact is, we're there, y'all. We're moving in school. Every school's back in session, and it's either good or bad. And you might have good momentum right now because maybe you got all the classes you wanted, all the teachers you wanted, all your friends are in your class. That girl that you really liked, you hollered at her, right? Hey, what's up, little mama? You trying to come to lunch with me? Oh, yeah, sure, I'd love to, right? And now, like, it's cool. You guys might even be sitting out here together holding hands in the audience. It's great, right? You got all the momentum. You feel like, man, you're on top of the world. Maybe your football team just won 42-8 or 13, whatever it was at East Forsyth the other night. Maybe you just had a game-winning goal for the soccer team. You got all the momentum right now. You feel like you can't really be touched. Everything's going your way. It's good. You're Gucci, right? Now, if you flip it and you have bad momentum, yeah, man, dude, my classes are awful. My schedule's all messed up. I'm over at Career Center right now taking classes. I don't know what's going on. I don't have one friend in any of my classes. It's just completely out of control right now. I had the worst teacher in the history of teaching or history, right? Terrible teacher. I don't know what, I got to get a new schedule ASAP, right? Some of y'all are raising hands. You understand. That's not good momentum. You don't like that, right? Maybe that guy that you used to date, nah, he ain't sitting with you anymore, right? He doesn't like you anymore. Even worse is this. How about this? First day of school. This actually really happened to somebody. First day of school. You just got your license over the summer, you're driving to school, and you get in a little car accident, and that's bad momentum. But even worse momentum is the fact that that car actually pulls off. Bye-bye. See you later, right? That's not fun. You don't want to get in a car accident. That's terrible momentum. Or, first day of school, you know what I care the most about on the first day of school? I care about my shoes. Yeah, that's it, right? You got to have the fresh shoes on the first day of school. Now, maybe you care so much about your shoes that you forgot to grab your lunch or lunch money. So guess what happened? You went to the cafeteria and you had to get a free lunch, which was a Sloppy Joe special, which was extra sloppy. You don't know, you usually like Sloppy Joes, but I think this was made of either cat or raccoon or that opossum character, right? You don't know what's going on, so you're like, I can eat this, but then I'm gonna get sick, and I have gym after this. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Guys, that's bad momentum, right? That's not cool. That's not fly. And that girl that you're trying to date, it's not gonna happen. Sorry. Guys, we want good momentum. Everybody wants good momentum. A new school year, we want to have some positive momentum. But it's kind of hard to get there. Hey, and you guys have all had this before. Hey, listen, if you're not a Christian and you're hanging out with us, you're not sure about this whole Jesus thing, man, we're so glad you're here. We hope you come back next week. We hope you have a great time. We hope you don't eat Sloppy Joes, right? But the fact of the matter is, we are all going to have highs and we're all going to have lows. We're going to have good days. We're going to have absolutely terrible, awful days. And guys, our momentum's going to swing. It's going to shift. And everything worked well, and then it's going to look awful. So my challenge for y'all in this series is, what are we going to do when the momentum flips in your life? And everything's going good, then it stops. And now, you don't know what to do. So tonight, I have a question for y'all just to start, and here it is. Have you ever faced anything giant before? Giant. Is somebody, you just call me a giant, dude? That is beat up, man. Wow, okay. Hey, listen, I got something for you, man. Don't worry. I got you, okay? I'll give you that, but I got you. Hey, guys, I'm going to tell a personal story here. I felt something giant before. I faced it. And maybe you guys are feeling it right now. Maybe you're in middle school, and it's your first time in middle school, 6th graders. You guys walk around the hallways, and everything is so big. You guys get a locker, and your locker's up high, and you can't even reach it. That's messed up. And then you got to remember the combination for your locker. How do I remember a combination for my locker? I never remember my combination for a locker, right? That's giant, like I don't know what's going on. Or in high school, right? For me, my high school freshman experience was giant. I was used to being the big man at Ferndale Middle School, right? I was like, yeah, I'm cool, man. I play soccer, football, basketball. I'm the tallest guy. I was the giant there. Thank you, buddy, right? And then I go to high school, and I'm a freshman. And my older brother is the senior football captain, right? Now, if you got an older brother, he probably won't really want to take you to school because mine never did, okay? Talk about giant. I'm already scared enough about going to school, and my older brother, who we're cool with at home, dude, we're at school, he doesn't even know me. I'm like, Tim, can I not get a ride to school with you? He said, nah, man, can't risk it. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, senior parking lot, man. I said, the senior parking lot? He said, yeah, you aren't welcome. I said, Tim, I would be in the senior parking lot for like 3 or 4 seconds. Sorry, can't risk it, dude. So I would have to get my dad in the beat-down 1983 Suburban driving me, right? Still kicking out smoke as it goes. And he'd drop me off, and he'd even honk the horn at me, right? I'd be like, Dad, come on, man. Because that was a giant embarrassment. It was not fun. But my biggest giant was still Tim. You know why? Because, like I said, he was the senior captain. And my nickname back then was not Giant, friend. My nickname actually was Bones. It's Bones. Because back then, I know y'all even said, oh, that's so sweet of y'all. Goodness. Yeah, I get that. Y'all are a lot nicer than main service. I will tell you that, all right? Hey, here's the deal. My nickname was Bones because I was so skinny. Like, I would eat and eat and eat 2 peanut butter and jellies a night, try and gain weight. I couldn't do it. I couldn't put on muscle. I was so skinny, Tim called me Bones. All his friends called me Bones. Well, the seniors at school started calling me Bones. Juniors started calling me Bones. Sophomores started calling me Bones. Freshmen, my own freshmen, start calling me Bones. Now, how do you guys even know that? It's terrible. It was a giant embarrassment. And then Mondays would happen. And here's the deal with Mondays. For some reason, our coach decided to have varsity versus JV football practice live with pads, helmets, everything. It would be like for the first 45 minutes of practice. It was called scout team, which I really called like the sacrifice team. It was awful. And every Monday, I say, dude, I am not dealing with my big brother who was a giant, 6'2", right? Probably 270 pounds. He was so big with shoulder pads. He had a neck roll back there too. Just like he didn't even just breathe out. He just spit out like Alka-Seltzer when he was on the field, foaming at the mouth. I'm like, yeah, I'm not dealing with him, dude. He didn't want to give me a ride. He wouldn't give me a ride after practice either, but that's another thing. Guys, he was giant. So I would do everything I could not to face that giant. I would ask every teacher I had, hey, can I stay after for tutoring? It's Monday. We don't do tutoring. Oh, okay. Well, can I clean the classroom? Can I wipe the board again? No, I mean, we don't really have anything to do. Well, what about some trash? Can I take out trash? Boy, get your tail to practice. So I would have to go to practice. And here's the deal. My brother would find me every time, and they would all start saying, Bones, Bones, Bones. I'm like, oh, man, I'm lining up against him on the other side of the field, and he would still come and meet me. Even if I didn't catch the ball, I was a receiver. Even if I was completely out of the play, he would come over and hit me 3 or 4 times, and I would eventually just have to take a knee. I was done, right? That was my giant. I did not like facing it. Now, most of y'all probably, hopefully, I'll pray for y'all about this, you don't have a big brother who plays football and he beats you up all the time in practice. I hope y'all don't, right? If you do, I'll talk to you. I got a couple pointers to help you out with that. But the fact of the matter is, guys, we all have giants, and we're all going to face giants. In 6th grade, right, 7th grade, 8th grade, high school, you're going to have some giants. And my question for y'all tonight is, guys, what's your giant that you're going to face this year? What is it? What's your giant you're going to be facing? You can go to the next slide here. We have a giant delay. Here we go. There we go. What's your giant you're going to face this year? Now, to be honest with you, it could be in middle school. It could be in high school. It could be now you're taking early college classes. You could be taking AP classes. You could be getting whooped right now because it's so much work. And you don't know how you're going to get past this giant in this new year. Or your giant could be peer pressure. Peer pressure, right? And I don't know how I'm going to fit in this new year because, man, I think all my friends, everybody who's popular, they drink, they like to go to parties, they like to have sex with their girlfriend. A lot of stuff that is not appropriate. I know I probably shouldn't do, but man, I don't know if anybody's going to like me for me. I don't know if I'm going to be popular. How am I going to get past this giant? Maybe your giant's expectations that your parents have on you. You're supposed to have the best grades or make the team and be the best player, not sit on the bench, right? Maybe the giant that you're facing right now is a tryout that you have in the winter for basketball, and they're only taking a certain amount of spots. Maybe your giant is a tryout for a play, and you want the lead part. You feel like you got it. You feel like you'd be great with it. Guys, I don't really know what your giant is, but I do know that each and every person in here has one. Leaders, we have giants. It could be a health issue. It could be a marriage issue, right? It could be something at work. We just don't know how we're going to get past it. Because, guys, remember, we want momentum. We want to move forward. We don't want to move backwards. And a lot of times, you know what giants do? They put us right on our tail, just like my brother did, foaming at the mouth and stinky as he was, right? Guys, we don't want to lose to giants. So tonight, I'm trying to encourage you because here's the good news for tonight, y'all. You do not have to be limited by your giants. You don't. Hey, can you imagine if y'all walked out of here right now and you're still, junior, seniors, you still got ready to go to college. You still got to put in those applications, right? It's still looming in the back of your mind. But what if you realized that it wasn't just on you? What if you realized you had some help? What if whatever your parents are going through right now and the bad relationship you have with your mom and the fact your dad's not even there in the picture to help you, what if you realized, hey, when you face that giant, it's not going to be just you facing it. What if you realize we have somebody that's here with us? So tonight we're going to ask that question and look at the story of a guy by the name of David. Now, David was a shepherd. If you guys remember shepherds, they're the ones who are supposed to be in charge of those really, really so intelligent animals known as... There you go. Hey, I heard something new about sheep the other day. Check this out. One of my boys actually was telling me, sheep are so ignorant, a shepherd has to watch out whenever it's raining because sometimes a sheep will just do this. And stay like that. And the water will come in its mouth and it can drown. If y'all believe me, ask Jake Copeland, right? A sheep Guys, they can drown. So a shepherd has to watch out for drowning sheep. A shepherd has to watch out for sheep who are just walking off the cliff. Because if you remember, we had 1,500 sheep walk off the cliff that we talked about a couple weeks ago. A shepherd's responsibility was really to keep to the sheep. Well, David didn't really like keeping to the sheep. Because here was the deal. David was an Israelite. And the Israelites, they were God's chosen people. And they were at war with this group of people known as the Philistines. Okay, the Philistines and the Israelites, they were arch rivals. They were nemesis. They did not like each other. It was like Carolina Duke, man. They were not friends whatsoever. You know what the biggest problem was here? Philistines thought the Israelites had the wrong God. They're like, man, we don't like you. We don't like your God. We're going to destroy you, and so we don't have to hear about that stinking God anymore of yours. We're done. And we're going to try and get rid of every single Philistine and make them our slaves. Well, David was an Israelite. And David's responsibility is to keep the sheep. That sounds really, really boring. Well, one day, David is told by his dad, hey, why don't you go take some food to your brothers who are fighting the Philistines in this war? Now, David was the youngest of 8 brothers, so he definitely didn't get rides to school. He definitely got beat up in football. You guys know that's just true if you have older brothers. It's part of life. It makes you tough, though. David's excited. David says, okay, I'm going to go to the war. I'm going to go to the front. I get to see the battle. I'm going to see these Philistines. So what did David get? He got bread, he got cheese, probably went to Chipotle, probably went to Cookout, got a tray and a huge tea. And he's just walking up there, and he goes to the battle, and he sees these Philistines. And then this one guy comes out of nowhere, a monster of a man, 9'9". His name was, it was not Chris Applegate. That is so grimy. Goodness gracious. Y'all just, Simone, I need some help, man. I'll tell you what. And guys, his name was Goliath. Goliath comes out. He is the champion of the Philistines. Guys, he was so big, right? He had so much armor. His armor weighed about 125 pounds, okay? His shield was so big that he didn't even carry it. He had somebody run in front of him, like one of the 6th graders would run in front of him and carry the shield with everything they had, just like this. And Goliath came out storming, shouting at all the Israelites, shouting at God, saying, y'all don't have a chance against me. Somebody come challenge me. David's there watching this, and David just can't believe it. He's probably like, what in the world is this Hagrid, Goonie-looking dude right now up here? He looks like Sloth from the Goonies. What's this guy doing? Why in the world are we all so afraid of this guy? Well, because he was a giant. That's why. And people were terrified of what to do. And David, I think David does what any little brother would do. He goes and tells his brother, he gives him the Chipotle, and brother's probably mad he didn't get guac for him because it's $2 more. You know how it is. And they're sitting there talking about it, and then David's like, why ain't anybody going after this guy? He calls out the whole Israelite army to fight. And back then, what they would do when they were fighting, a lot of times they wouldn't have army versus army. They would have best soldier versus best soldier. And whichever soldier won, that was the end of the war. That meant this side wins, all you guys are going to be his slaves. You guys with me? So if Goliath would just win, they wouldn't have to fight the battle or the war. Everybody would be Goliath and the Philistine slaves. David said, guys, let's go fight him. David's brothers are still mad about guacamole. And they said, look, dude, I'll tell you what. We are not going to fight this guy. You just talk all this noise. You're my little brother. You act like you know everything. David talked so much that guess who eventually heard him? The king. Oh, and Goliath too. But the king of Israel, a guy by the name of Saul. And Saul hears all this stuff from little David. He is a teenager. He probably has acne and a little bit of peach fuzz, right? And he's going against a 9'9" monster of a man, a giant. And check out what he says to the king. David is begging to go and fight this guy when everybody else ran from him. Check out what he says. He says, look, King Saul, here's the deal. I have done this to both lions and bears, and I'll do it to this pagan Philistine. A pagan was somebody who was against God, somebody who didn't believe in our God. He was just a bad guy. In other words, I've defeated lions, I've defeated bears, and I've been protecting my really, really intelligent sheep, right? For he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the claws of the lion and the bear will rescue me from this stinky, ugly, nasty, Hagrid Philistine, right? God's going to rescue me from this dude. I don't care if everybody else is running from this giant. I got momentum. I ain't falling back. I'm not going here. I'm going here. Let me go. Please let me go. I'll do anything. Listen, the king that rescued me, the guy that rescued me from lions, from bears, I'm not scared of a giant. I'm not worried about it because guess who's with me? God. So what does the king do? Eventually the king says, okay, here, you can go. The king was so afraid, the king gave him his armor. Here, I can't go, but you can take my armor. David was such a little teenage boy, right, that he couldn't even wear the armor. When he put it on, he couldn't walk. It was too heavy for him. Guys, he didn't take sword. He didn't even take a shield. He didn't take a spear. You know, the only thing he had was his shepherd's staff and this right here. Slingshot. That's it. They said, hold on. David, you're going to fight that guy over there who looks like something out of Lake Erie right now. And you're going to fight him with, what is that you have in your hand? Here's a slingshot. And I got my staff. I said, okay, go ahead. Y'all, can you imagine the scene? Everybody's watching this, and they're probably like, what in the world is this little kid doing? Is he going to, help change Goliath's diaper or something? I don't really know what's going on here. This is just crazy. He's walking out to the Goliath. And you know what's so cool about it? Everybody was not believing in David. Nobody gave David a chance. Like, if this would be a Las Vegas fight, like Mayweather versus McGregor, right? Everybody thought Mayweather was going to win. Obviously, he won. This would be like everybody thinks that Goliath's going to win. They're not giving him a chance. They don't even care about David and his little acne, right? But David says, I'm going to go anyway because he's confident that God's going to be with him. And check out what happens. Here we go. 1 Samuel 17, 43 to 44. Goliath is so mad. I think this is hilarious. Goliath says, am I a dog that you come at me with a stick? You know what a stick was? It was that staff he had as a shepherd. So Goliath's like, well, do you think I'm going to play fetch, dude? I ain't playing fetch for you, man. I'm about to destroy you. And it's even funnier. He says he cursed David by the names of his gods. He said, come over here, and I'm going to give your flesh to the birds and to the wild animals. David would probably be a little bit afraid, right? Nah. David said, I'm good. Check out what David says right back to him. He says, you can come at me with sword. You can come at me with spear. You can come at me with javelin. But I'm about to come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Today the Lord will conquer you, and I will kill you and cut off your head. That's right. You guys act like the Bible's not interesting. Are you kidding me? Look at this stuff in here. I saw this, and I was like falling asleep the other night, and I was like, whoa, David, you got to watch your language, dude. You're kind of young talking to a grown man like that. Guys, it was crazy. And can you imagine? Y'all are freaking out like about this thousands of years later. What if you were there, and you saw little David looking up at this guy? I'm going to cut off your head. You imagine, right? Hey, David would be like if one of my sixth graders was out here standing on my shoulders, right? And then another little sixth grader like May. I can't believe, Matt, you gave her a bad time in the game. I was pulling for you. I'm sorry about that, May. And May's over here like, I'm going to cut off your head. Everybody was like probably laughing or freaking out. Israelites, David's brother, the king, all of them are just like, oh, David, this is so bad. This is not looking good. All right, go ahead and finish it. Guys, you know what happens? Right after this, Goliath makes probably the most uncoordinated, clumsy walk forward as a giant towards him. And David pulls out his slingshot. He gets one of his 5 smooth stones, or gumballs, whatever they had. And he takes it. And with one fire, no, it's actually, you have to be 17 to buy these. It's actually a weapon. I almost took out Julie's eye earlier, so I'm not going to do that. Guys, one shot. David actually wings it like this, because that's what the slingshots look like then. But just have imagination with me, okay? And he fires it. And everybody's just like, oh, David, this is terrible. His brothers are probably like, you should have got me the guac, dude. I had it coming. I knew you had it coming, man, I'll tell you. And guess what happens? Goliath gets hit right here with a gumball. Stone. And he falls on his knees. And then, boom, flat on his face. And it's flat on his face. As quiet as we are right now, can you imagine what everybody was doing back then? Israelite or Philistine. They see this guy who was taken up half a mile because he's so tall, down on the ground because of a little rock. And David's just like, probably messing with his little fro that he has here, whatever it is, right? His peach fuzz. Gosh, he wasn't worried. The giant that he was facing, he wasn't worried about it. One stone dropped him. And you know what's even cooler? It's my favorite part of the story. Guys, it's probably y'all's favorite part of the story as well. What does David say at the end of it? I'm going to cut off your head. David goes right over to Goliath, takes out his sword. It probably took all of David to get it because it would be so big. Pulls it up, cuts his head off. Yeah, right? Takes his head off, man. Hey, and guys, you know what's crazy about this story? Is that David wasn't done there. He took this head of a 9'9" guy, which was a giant. Just imagine how big and nasty and stinky and awful this head was that was cut off. And David just walks around with it. David's got his head. He's going with it. It's like, can you imagine this? You got a friend coming over to your house, and they just bring like a giant's head. You'd be like, dude, I don't know what's going on with you, man. Like, I think we need to talk. I'm going to call somebody. You know, I'll pray for you. Come on, man. Let me get some hands on you. Guys, the people are freaking out. David went everywhere with his head. Hey, he'd probably go to the movies. He'd go to school, go to a game. Might even go on a date with it. I don't know. But he was crazy. He took the head with him. Guys, I think it's incredible. I love it. And there's two reasons why I believe David took this head with him wherever he went. The first one, I think David wanted everyone to know what happened. You know, listen, the youngest brother gets picked on over and over and over again. Nobody believes in him. You're too young. You're too inexperienced. You're not ready. Nah, you don't know what you're doing yet. David said, hey, check this out. It's probably like this big. I got his head. But you know what I think the cooler reason why I think David did this? Let's check out number 2 here. David wanted to remind himself what God was able to do. Because David couldn't do it by himself. David wouldn't have had a chance against that giant if he didn't have God with him. Everywhere David goes. He went all the way to Jerusalem with this head, man. Probably had a little buggy. Come on. Head was huge. Guys, he wanted people to know what happened, but he wants to know and remind himself and let others know what God was able to do through him. I'm not worried about no giant. I got God. Say what? Oh, and homework. Okay. Oh, well, we have another issue going on with finances, with our job. Yeah, okay. Man, I got a problem with my best friend. They're gossiping, saying stuff about me. It's cool. Guys, David brought that head around with him, just like a reminder to say, hey, God, help me conquer this giant. Hey, Impact, God wants to help you face your giants. Is it? With God, check this out. I'm not saying you're going to go around and knock out a 9'9" guy, because I probably wouldn't try that. But if you have God, you can face the giants in your life. I don't care what that giant is. You can face it. No, I'm not going to be that guy up here saying, oh yeah, pray about it and God's going to change it overnight. No, that's not how it works. Christians, y'all know this. But guys, you can face it. And you'll never be alone when you face your giant. Ever. Middle schoolers, listen up, listen careful. You're going to have a lot of junk this year. You have a lot of things that are not fair. Kids are going to make fun of you. They're going to bully you. They're going to pick on you. But with God, you can face that giant. High schoolers, girls, y'all going to have guys that treat you like dirt sometimes. And maybe that's right now. And I'm sorry. But with God, you can face that giant and you can find a real man. Fellas, with God, whatever your giant is, whatever you're dealing with, maybe with your dad, maybe you're dealing with your mom, whatever it is with your little brothers and sisters, you feel like all the weight's on your shoulders. With God, guys, we can face our giants. We can do it. We can be just like David, carrying Goliath's head around. Oh, what's the problem? Hold on. Oh, yeah. I conquered that giant, man. Now, you might be sitting out there and say, you know what, Chris? Here's the deal. I've had a giant, and I've had it for the last 2 years. I've had it for the last 3 weeks. I'm still struggling with it for the last 3 months. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm just by myself in it. I can't get over it. Y'all, you're not by yourself. You might pray and pray and pray and pray for something, and it's still not going. I encourage you, keep praying. Keep praying. Because guess what? You're not by yourself. And it might not be slayed yet, and that giant might still be there. And that giant might be there for a long time. But with God, you're not by yourself, and you can face it. went down to the beach this past week. My wife and I and Iris and Hootie, and it was a beach trip with a baby, right? It was fun. But one day we went out in the ocean, and y'all, the hurricane stuff is crazy. I mean, there was an ocean advisory in North Carolina, in the waters. The current was crazy, the waves were crazy, riptide was there, and I just walk out. Because like my guy said, I'm tall and I'm a giant, right? So I can just keep walking. But my dog, Hootie comes after me. And Hootie's out there jumping over wave and trying to doggy paddle, and a wave comes. And doggy paddling, guys, he's small, right? These waves are giant to him. They're huge. But he kept coming, and he kept coming, and he kept coming. I turn around and I see him. He's just looking at me so happy, coming as quick as he can. And you know what's crazy? When he got right next to me, I get him and I hold him, and he was fine. Did the waves keep coming? Yep. Was the water choppy? Absolutely. Did the waters rise? Yes. Was that giant gone? No. But Hootie was with me, so he wasn't worried. Guys, in our lives, right now, whatever giant you're facing, if you're with God, you can face it. It might not go away. It might keep coming, and it might keep coming, and it might come stronger, and it might be heavier. But with God, I promise you, you can face it. Because you're not by yourself. Guys, don't focus on the waves. If we want to keep all of our momentum going this year, don't worry about the giants. Worry about here. And the fact that He is always going to be with you. Because what's cool is, if you know Jesus, if you follow Him, you're never alone, man. Ever. He's got you. And with Him, you can have the same God that helped conquer Goliath. So when your giants hit this week, next month, know God's with you. And you can face it with Him. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much that you are with us. Thank you that you love us. Thank you that you're not going to leave us by ourselves. When the waters rise, when everything gets crazy, when the giants in our lives when they blind us from seeing anything else. When we can't see positivity or the light, and we just feel like we're stuck and all of our momentum's going backwards. God, I thank you that you are right here. And I know, Lord, that we have a lot of students in here tonight who are facing giants. And we have students who are facing giants and they just can't get past it. I pray, Lord, that they know that you are with them in that. Father, and you will help them face that giant. If it takes a day, a week, a month, a year, however long it takes. God, I pray that they will be able to rest in knowing that you are right there with them, taking care of them, loving them. Father, we're grateful for the love that you have for us in your Son, Jesus, who makes all this possible. And it's in His name we pray. Amen. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you guys need anything, right, if you ever want to talk a little bit more about something going on in your life, whatever it may be, please, 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 please know that we're here for you. Know that we love you, right? We want to help you overcome those giants, right? If you see a 9'9" guy, do not try and fight him. Be like, well, Chris said you can face the giant. No. I didn't say conquer, I said face. We can face it, okay? We can face whatever giants we're dealing with right now. I promise you guys that, because God's with you. And if you want prayer, we're here to help you and encourage you. That's why your small group leaders do what they do. All right, hey, listen, if it's your first time here, guys, again, if you are not a new sixth grader, first timers, go right over here. Mitchell, will you give a wave real quick? Thank you. Right over there where Mitchell is. Everybody else, sixth graders, y'all can come up front. Guys, we're going to dismiss you to groups. You guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. We love you guys.